Should we kick this off, or do you reckon I should wait a minute? I'll leave it up to you guys. I don't think I can play that song. Let me find some nice music. Yeah, right, that should keep us going for a little while. Let's kick this off. Wrong camera. Yeah. It's been a while, what can I say? Welcome everybody to the stream. It's DC here. I haven't done a stream for a little while, but I did have a request to do a live stream to go over some Power Automate stuff, and I thought, what better a time than right now when there's been an influx of new members recently. So to all of those new members, thank you very much. I love you a lot, and I appreciate your support for the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, let's get going. Let's have a look at what's on the agenda today. So before I jump in and like just start going ham on this, let's jump over to my other screen first before we go nuts. I gotta turn down that music, otherwise it's gonna distract the hell out of me. All right, so the request that we had was from none other than a guy called Ned, and he said in his request, once I scroll up to it, got something Outlook 365 related. Every Friday, I send an email to a number of staff that advises them of my locations for the following week, and it changes every week. It's not that difficult to alter the dates and information in the subject and body of the email, but wonder if there's a quicker way to go about it, maybe a macro or something that will update the dates each week or something. I have good news for you, Mr. Ned. The answer is yes, and yes, you can do it completely automatically with you don't have to do anything. You just literally set up this flow or Power Automate, and it will do it all for you, which is, lack of better word, automagic. Yes, I've said it. I've said automagic already. We're like a minute into this stream. So I've created 2 different flows here, and actually I'll go over them one by one. I won't go into this one yet because I want to have a look at this one. So this was the first one that I created as a test to achieve this. And this one triggers based on a location. So with this one, it looks for an upcoming event starting soon. So this one would trigger every time you have a calendar event that matches one of these two locations. So this one is useful in the context where if you're going out on site to a client or to an office or a location that you need to work at, and you want to let some key individuals know, like a manager or a CEO or whatever it is. So this one triggers when you are 15 minutes away from meaning to arrive at that location, and it's completely dynamic based on the entries and the locations that you put into your calendar. So I've got two examples here. One is for Brisbane and one is Hong Kong. These are just basic conditions. They're not anything special. So if you wanted to create it again, you go into condition control and there you go. It's just one of those. So let's kill that because we don't need it. Okay. So in this example, if it is Brisbane for the location, it will look at the location of the event, and we know that it's going to trigger every 15 minutes look ahead because that's what I've set it to in the initial action or initial trigger. And then the action is it looks at the location of that item on your calendar, and if it contains the word Brisbane, because I mean you might accidentally type it incorrectly or something like that. So you can also do an or here. So for example, if location, just in case you're like really fumbly with typing in locations, you can do contains B&E, for example. So that will trigger if the location is set to Brisbane or B&E, and you just set that in the location of the item in your calendar, right? Are you still with me? Let me know if you're with me. I hope you're with me. All right. Let me check the chat. No chat messages. Fantastic. So if it meets those conditions, then it will send a chat message to the person who is receiving these messages or emails. Now, I've just put myself in here. So it says, hello there, David will be out of the office today and will be working in location. So then I guess it's dynamic again. It's just going to read the location of that calendar item. Please message him on Teams or call him on 0400 69696 for any urgent inquiries. Peace and love. Keep it real. G. Love heart. So that's the Teams message that person, and you can set that to whoever you want. You can even set it to a channel if you really want. We'll get that message. It will also send an email to the same person, which is me. It says David Lee is working in Brisbane today. Again, we can change that to be the location just to make sure it's like perfect and super automatic. Right? It says, hello, just in case you don't read your Teams messages, you should be. Please be aware that David Lee is not working in the office today and will be working on site in whatever the location is that you set on that calendar item. Please message him on Teams or call him blah, blah, blah. Same thing. Booyakashai in at G screw. So that's basically it. Now, if it doesn't meet those conditions, it will terminate the flow and mark it as success. This works exactly the same, but first it has to meet either one of these conditions. So if it doesn't meet either one of these, then it will terminate as a success anyway. So yeah, I mean that's kind of useful, especially if you're, for example, working in an on-site role where you are going out to different clients every few hours, and you want to let a manager or a channel, like a staff movements channel, know where you are going to be at any given time. it's an automatic way to cover your ass in a lot of ways, and it's yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty useful little flow potentially for where you work. So before we kick on and continue on, let me know if you have any questions. If you have any questions, start letting me know, like right now. I need to know if you're all Gucci. Seeing as you have to be a member though to be able to chat, I think I'll get like 0 messages here, so that's okay. Engineering with Beamer. I know you're a member here, bro. You all good? You're still with me? Are we keeping up with the things and the doobies? I believe so. I'm sure you are with me. All right. Now, to solve the original problem that Mr. Ned was having, he was having an issue where he wanted to send out his weekly schedule every Friday. Now, that's all good, and that's lovely. That's very nice of him to let people know what he's doing over the next week if he's going out on site anywhere. I've created a flow just for that. I had some issues with some variables and stuff here, but I figured it out. So I set this one to run every Monday. It runs Monday at, if it's going to show me, 8 a.m. So the time zones here, which are hell confusing in Power Automate, are in UTC, which is annoying for someone in Australia because we're on, I think that's like GMT plus 10. I mean, there's different time zones all over Australia as well. I just saw a question come in from Engineering with Beam. It says, that's really cool. Is there a way you could generate a report if the calendar had multiple staff members booking leave out on the same calendar? Let me read that again. Is there a way you could generate a report if the calendar had multiple staff members? Yes. So it would still, if they're all using the same calendar, then yes, but I would probably do that a different way. So I'll create a flow for that in a sec. So we'll go over this example first. So this one, it runs every Monday at 8 a.m. It gets the calendars. It then gets a calendar view of events because I want to see what the events are. And it does a UTC now, so the time right now. And then an add days to UTC now of 5. So it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So we get all of Monday all the way through to potentially Saturday. I mean, I should probably set that to add days 4, but it's much of a muchness. If you wanted to run this on a Friday, I'd probably run it add days 7. I'll show you the exact function here. That is exactly what it looks like. So it's a very basic little bit of script expression there, just to keep that going. So we now put an empty initialize variable. This is the bit that tricked me up before. And if you have a look at the flow runs, a lot of them failed, and I was like, why is that not working? That's weird. So on this bit, it goes to once you grab the value from the previous section, so it's grabbing the value of this get calendar view of events, it's going to apply to each. So what we are doing here is doing some basic JSON scripting, which grabs the subject, the location, and the start time of each event in your calendar. It then takes that and it takes the initialize variable just to put it into an array. And the value of that is the output from the compose. So from here, then what we do is we have this output into creating the HTML table. And then we have it send an email to the person that you, or people, or multiple people that you want it to go to. And that's basically it. Now, I'm going to see if I can open this in a window, and I'll drag it across to show you roughly what it looks like when I got the email from myself. So as we can see, it says here, it's going to David Lee. So yep, it went to me. Subject, David's movements this week. Correct. Output. This is the important part. This is where it's grabbed all of the information that we wanted. So as you can see, a lot of it is like it's picked up from right now. So when I ran this just before, get content together for CyberSec certs video, Power Automate live stream, pick up ants from work, record videos, working from home, dinner, blah, 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 blah. All of the things that are in my calendar for the next 5 days. Yeah, I'm going watch shopping. It's going to be sick. And that's basically what it solves the problem. So he wanted it to email. I mean, you could really make this look much nicer. You could change. I don't set the location a lot of my calendar entries because they're just calendar entries. But if you really wanted to format this to make it look a bit better, you could totally do that. But I did run this one up pretty quickly. So yeah, if let's have a look at some questions coming in. I just want to have a quick look. Rio says, we couldn't see the function detail on screen. Your webcam was sitting over the top. My bad. Give me 1 sec. I'll go up to find. So what were the function detail on screen? I might have to zoom in here as well. Yeah, okay. So that just shows it, not on the screen. Okay, there we go. So add days. There's no spaces. UTC now, comma 5. So that's grabbing the next 5 days. So I'll also paste that into the chat. That's what I've got to have it run over the next 5 days. The start time is just UTC now. So you can just grab that from, it's in the list here somewhere. You just type in UTC. There it is. That's the time of right now. Now with the initialized variable, I just put this in as blank just so I could convert it further down here. This append to array variable, grab the calendar output, grab the compose, do this bit, the type array, so that it converts it into an array. Otherwise it'll come up with an error saying type needs to be of type array, and it'll error. And yeah, that's what you get. Now there's some issues that you might run into, which is this apply to each, literally applying to each, like running and against each calendar item. So if you have 100 calendar items, it could loop and do it 100 times. So just be aware of that. You might need to set some controls. I didn't run into that error, weirdly. I thought I was going to, but it did only email it once. So I was like, huh, okay, that's bizarre. I thought it was going to send it to me like, 100 times or whatever. But yeah. So let's go and you'll see here all the fails I did just before starting this stream. So the question that Engineering with Beamer had was, is there a way you could generate a report if the calendar had multiple staff members booking? So this calendar that I'm running it off is my calendar, but I share this calendar with my wife. So we both run in the same calendar. And what kind of report would you like to see? I'm kind of curious if you want to see like a PDF, or if, a PDF would be a pain in the ass. It'd be a much easier way to have it running into like HTML or something. That could work. How else can we do it? Generate a report if the calendar had multiple staff members booking their leave. I would probably do things slightly differently in that case. All right. I think I've got some notes on this. So if I was using like multiple people booking time, so for example, you want to book out rooms, there's different ways you can do that. There's resource calendars or resource mailboxes in 365. There is also the bookings system. I believe you need a license for booking. I'm not entirely sure if it comes free. Let's have a look. Oh no, maybe it does come free. Have I got any bookings set up? I wonder. Looks like no. Oh, I don't know. IT support. Sure. 8 till 5. Yep. Invite staff. No, I'm good. Just me. IT support. Blah, blah, blah. Who can book appointments? People in my organization. So it's an internal calendar. Your test bookings calendar has been created. Just got the email. Wonderful. All right. So it's reading my calendar. As we can see, it just says I'm busy all the time. I wonder how far ahead it goes. Oh, I see. It's only going like day by day. Yeah, right. So yeah, I would probably be looking at a booking system using bookings if I wanted to. I'm just going to read your message again. Is there a way you could generate a report if the calendar had multiple staff members booking? What's under integrations? That's interesting. Yeah, right. Is that the option? Create a WebEx meeting. Get fucked. Ooh, WebEx. I'm pretty sure there is a way in bookings that you can export the bookings from like a month period. I can't remember where it is though, or if I'm just dreaming. But that'd be kind of cool. Export items. Sure. I see. So Ria's saying you need to have an exchange license to allow that to work, and that makes sense. I do have an exchange license on this account, obviously, so I can do these things, and I assume the other staff who are using the calendar would also have an exchange license, but yeah. Just realized I'm getting messages on Discord. I'm not reading Discord at the moment. Just heads up. So yeah, I think for that purpose, where you want to, is there a way you could generate a report if the calendar had multiple staff members booking their leave out of the same calendar? Yes. I'm pretty sure there is in Bookings itself, the Bookings app. If staff are just booking leave, I assume there's like a leave calendar that currently exists. What I would be doing is essentially something like this. This guy here, where instead of it reading the location, or actually maybe the other one, just to have it run over. Yeah, I'd probably go the other one actually. Informing staff of a of your week ahead, instead of having it inform staff that of the week ahead, it informs, I don't know, HR or manager. Okay, I've got an idea. Let's do this. Give me a sec. I'm going to copy pasta this bad boy. Save as. Inform management. No. What should I call it? Maybe leave, upcoming leave. Yeah, upcoming staff leave. I think this is like the hardest part of any flow, is like actually naming the flow. All right. Wow, that was a big hit. All right, so the reoccurrence is every Monday. We wanted to go over the week, so we're going to keep that stuff in there. We're just going to use this calendar as an example because it's the only calendar I actually use. The initialized variable can be the same. The compose location doesn't really matter, so let's kill that. And the subject should be there. Let's also add in the end time. Mad skills. All right. We're going to keep this initialized variable in there. We're going to keep the HTML table in there. And we are going to do some cool stuff here. So what I want to do is I basically want to get that person's manager so that it automatically emails their manager that they're going to be on leave, that staff member is going to be on leave. So as a reminder, hey, just by the way, your staff member is going to be on leave. So I need the UPN. Wait, which one? Get calendar of events. Okay. I'm not sure if this is possible, so I'm just looking this up at the moment. I wonder if there's like a created by. No. Is the organizer, I wonder, the same? Where's my calendar? I'm just having a quick look at who is the organizer of an event. Okay, so the person who created it is the organizer. So that's useful. So get manager of the organizer. And then we'll have it send to the get mail address. That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty fun. All right. We're going to also put in, I don't know, like hr@whatever.com. I really hope there's not actually a hr@whatever.com. Let's go with my email address. Just in case. And then you would change this. Misclicking. Staff on leave this week. All right. Let's save that. Let's test this bad boy. What? Why is it disabled? Probably because I copied it. Let's turn it on. Let's run it. Run it. Done it. Have a look at it running. I want to see the steps. I want to see those green ticks. Show me the money. Oh no. Oh, I probably don't have a manager. That's annoying. So it would have worked if I had a manager. Okay, so at least it did find my... So the organizer is the person who creates. So we can confirm that. That's good. I don't have a manager though. I mean, I own this company, so I am listed as the manager of myself. Can I manage myself? I wonder. Let me go to like 365 admin real quick. I'm not doing that on this window. No way. Dangerous. Yep. Admin.microsoft.com. So I think this kind of achieves what you were asking, Beamer, where it emails the... Well, I mean, I kind of took this and ran with it. But if it's a notification of upcoming leave for staff, and you can always export. So if I go into here, just while I'm looking if I can set myself as the manager of myself. Oh man, I got so many people in here. Man, I really need to disable some of these old accounts. I'll say I got to do some tidying up of my own tenancy real quick because I've just noticed there's a whole bunch of old accounts that should not exist, that I completely forgot about. That one can stay. I don't even know who that is. All right. So back to me. Where am I? David Lee. Add manager. Oh damn, I can set myself as a manager of myself. The more you know. While I'm over on this other window, I'm really sorry, but I need to reduce my licenses because I've just disabled like 17 users that I don't remember existing. So I'm just going to quickly get rid of a couple of licenses. Done. All right. So the other thing that I'll do here, and I'll probably do it. Let's do it in parallel so that it looks kind of cool. Let's think of OneDrive for Business. Create a file. Folder path. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go straight here. File name. I kind of want to get. Oh, look at that. Hire date. All right. I kind of want another step. Just for the naming of this file. So I want to get, I think there's like a today's date. Or like date and time, what's it called? Current time, mad. So create file is gonna be current time, leave booked. File content is going to be the same as what is going in here, which is the output of the create HTML table. Doink. There we go. Now, just while I think about this, leave booked dot HTML. Save. Alrighty. Cool. Run it, baby. Run the hell out of it. Now I just want to see if I oh, interesting. Okay, I just want to see if this actually created a file. I think it has. Yeah, it's actually done the looping thing that I thought it would do with the emails that it doesn't seem to do, but it has done it with the all right, so we got the email again, as we can see here. And the problem that I'm seeing, I'll see if I can drag this window out to show you, is that I got all of these files and it's still creating them. So it's essentially looped it. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we can suss it out. Yeah, so that's just one. So if I go newer, want the newest at the top. I reckon the newest one will have all of the entries. Yeah. So yeah, that's the good thing about creating a HTML table is that it is HTML. So you can create that file as HTML, which is exactly what I did. I just named it down here as current time leavebook.html. So, yep, that's exactly the right time. Leavebooked.html. Now I've got about 100 of these bloody files, which is a bit annoying, but yeah, so I would have to filter that array slightly so that it actually doesn't do that. But yeah, I hope this has been sort of helpful and an understanding of like basic flow creation to achieve a fairly straightforward thing. Which was the original request was to email out at the on a Friday what you're doing the next, like where you're going to be over the next week. That is absolutely achievable, as we saw. You don't have to do any of this crazy stuff like exporting it to HTML or getting the user's manager or whatever and emailing them as well. Now I know why I got so many. I did actually get 2 emails. And it's because I'm the manager of myself now, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I did get 2. So that's good. That means that bit worked. I can't believe I can actually set myself as my own manager, but whatever. But yeah, that works. It works pretty well. I actually kind of like the other one better, where it emails as you are going out to do each task, only because I find that's actually more useful in the everyday situations where, like, usually you're going out like on site to a client, right? You're going out I don't know, every few hours, maybe every 1 or 2, 3, 4 hours you go out to a different client. And if you need to let your manager know where you are at any given time, you can have it trigger 1 minute before you're supposed to be there or whatever it is. And I mean, that's based off your calendar, not your geographical location. But I'm pretty confident you could get some sort of like geotag data and push that in there and have it read off that to say, if you're within a geo-fenced area, and you would have to have the app on your phone, obviously, for this to work, then it will read that like once you enter that geotagged geographical area, it would then trigger the flow to start running. It would say, hey, this person's inside this area. We're going to let someone know that they're inside this area. So that might be a more accurate way of doing it rather than creating one that runs off your calendar, because some people don't get to do their like they don't keep up with their calendar, or maybe they go on leave, but they've still got the items in their calendar, and then it still emails people, hey, I'm at this location. And they're like, what the fuck? What do you mean you're at this location? I thought you were in bed, sick. So yeah, I mean, there's potential there for some serious fuckery, but kind of cool, kind of useful. And yeah, I hope this has been somewhat useful. I don't know if anyone is actually watching. How many people we got? We got like 2 people watching, 9 likes. That's epic. thank you very much for those of you who have stuck around to watch this. I hope it's been somewhat educational, and yeah, I hope it's been good for you all. I'm not sure when I'm going to be streaming again next, because I'm kind of packing up all my stuff at the moment. So I've got a lot of shit basically, and I need to get it out of here. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing any streams anytime soon. However, I have got videos scheduled in until Monday next week, and I'm going to be creating another one probably tonight, maybe after this, which I think is going to be epic. It's going to be a longer video as well, not one of the short ones. So if that interests you, if that tickles your fancy, make sure you're subscribed so that you can see that video as well as all of the other ones that are coming up in the very near future. Beamer says you can use a Bing API in Power Apps for location data. There you go. I knew there'd be a way to set some sort of geofence or geotag type thing. So yeah, basically the short and curly of Power Automate is, and actually something that I think is definitely worth mentioning, is that Power Automate is one of those things that is super useful and can be a full-time job. Like, for example, it is pretty much my full-time job. This is a design that I've started today of another flow that I have to build that does basically everything. I have to write them down. They get so big. That's why I have this freaking A3 paper to write down the idea before I actually do it, just to see if it's even possible. It's a huge part of IT these days, and being aware of how to use it and understanding what you can and cannot do in Power Automate is incredibly useful. I cannot stress enough how good this is, and in the context of and I'll talk about this in another video at some point, but in the context of contracting or freelancing in cybersecurity, you can seriously make some big money doing automations on the side, like really good money out of it. And the benefit, especially in Australia and the US, is that a lot of companies use the Microsoft 365 suite. So being able to resell these services is super useful. But yeah, with that being said, I think there's only one person watching this still. So thank you to that one person, whoever you are. You are the dark knight of this this stream. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next video, whenever that is, probably tomorrow morning. So yeah, peace out, guys. Love you long time. And yeah, keep it real out there. See you later.